into that, and we walk over to a big box, and we put the apples in the box. This box over here is what we're talking about. Those two boxes right there, they're full of apples. And when a box is full of apples, it weighs about as much as a medium-sized elephant. So no person can pick the box up. That's why up in the orchard we have one of these. This is called a forklift. Everybody say forklift.
Forklift.
It's called a forklift because it's got two things sticking out in front of it like this. They're called forks. And those two things go up and down on that bar there. So the forks go underneath the box, pick up the apple box full of apples, put it on that truck right there. That truck then brings the apples down here, put your hands down, and then this forklift takes it off the truck and puts it wherever we need it to be. Now, does somebody have a question?
No.
Did you have a question? Yes. What's your question?
I saw one of these.
I just told you. The forklift does it. There's a thing that's sticking out from this, and it goes over, the box, and those forks go under here, and it picks it up on this thing here, and it puts it on the truck. Then this forklift, a different one, when the truck gets down here, the forklift will put the apples wherever we need them to be. Now, apples like to stay cold. Where does your mommy put keep cold food in your house? Yes. In your refrigerator. Think that box would fit in your fridge?
No.
We had to build special refrigerators just for our apples. Would you like to see them?
Yes.
Tell you what, why don't you all put your bags in that wagon right there, and then you don't have to carry them all.
Please.
Ooh. Oh, God. You got the heat. I'm itching.
Attack of the neck.
You coming? We're going to go all the way through.
Oh, it smells so good in here.
I know.
Yeah, it smells like apples.
This one, and please close the door. Now, this is the refrigerator. I think I'm going to stand over here. Stay where you are. Let me stand here so everybody can see you. This is the refrigerator where we keep our apples cold until we're ready to do something with them. Each one of these big boxes has a different kind of apple in it. Well, how many of you had apples this summer? Did you know that those apples you had this summer were grown a whole year ago? The way they can keep apples for that long without them going bad is in the big orchards they have huge, huge refrigerators, 10 times bigger than this one. And they seal the refrigerator after the apples are put in there. And they suck out all the oxygen, which is what you and I breathe. And they pipe in something called carbon dioxide. And the carbon dioxide puts the apples to sleep. And the apples stay asleep until they're ready to be shipped to the store. And then we take it back out to the oxygen, and the apples wake up, and that's how you can have apples all year long. Yes?
I didn't know apples.
It's called suspended animation. Cool, huh? So, if you notice, the apples towards the end of the summer aren't nearly as good as the ones that you picked today because they're a year old. Now, some of you notice we have water on the floor. That's not because somebody was messy and didn't clean it up. The water's on the floor because in order for apples to stay crispy, they need cold, but they also need moisture, and that's what water is. So we pour water on the floor, the water goes up into the air by evaporation, and it keeps our apples nice and crispy. Now, one more thing. Look around and notice that all the apples in this room right now are in big boxes. The room we're going into next, we're going to walk through, the apples are in little boxes. The reason those apples are in little boxes is because we've already washed and sorted those apples, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I'd like you to follow me, and the last one through the next door, please close it. Come with me.
That's you.
Or a gallon, or an inch, those are all measurements. And there are two measurements that you probably won't hear except when you're on a farm. The two measurements we're going to talk about today, the first one is bushel. Everybody say bushel.
Bushel.
This box here is called a bushel, And since it's got apples in it, it's a bushel of apples. What is this here? It's a bag, but it's also called a peck. Everybody say peck. Now, it's kind of hard to remember which is which. So I'm going to sing you a song. And every time I sing the word bushel, I'm going to point to this bushel. And when I sing the word peck, I'm going to point to a peck. I want everybody to listen carefully because when I'm done singing it, I want you to sing along, okay? Step back a little bit. You don't need to. Here we go. I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck, a hug around the neck, and a bushel and a peck. That's how much I love you. That's the song. Think you could sing it?
Yeah.
Now, when you sing bushel, point to the bushel, and when you sing peck, point to the peck, okay? Here we go. I love you, a bushel and a peck, a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck, a hug around the neck, and a bushel and a peck. That's how much I love you. Very good.
Good job, guys.
Okay, which one's the bushel? Which is the peck? Excellent. Okay, everybody step back a little bit. Now, I want you to raise your hands. I don't want you to call out this next question, okay? What can you make from apples? Yes.
Apple pie.
Apple pie. What else? Think about it.
Apple cake.
Apple cake. Yes. What else?
Apple juice.
Apple juice. Yes.
Apple cider.
Apple cider.
Applesauce.
Applesauce.
Apple cider.
Apple what?
Apple slush.
Apple slush. Yeah.
Apple ice cream.
Apple ice cream. Yes.
Recipe.
Yes. Apple recipe. Apple cake. One more. Yes.
Apple smoothie.
Apple smoothie. Yes. Here at Mackey's, we make 11 different things from apples.
Whoa.
We make apple pie, apple crisp, apple cake, apple bread, apple coffee cake, apple turnovers, apple dumplings, apple sauce, apple cider donuts, and caramel apples. We make all those things here. Would you like to see where we make them?
Yes. I know.
Well, not quite. Two things. Very good. These pies are going to be double crust pies because they have a crust on the top, or they will, and they have a crust on the bottom. Each one of our double crust pies has over 5 pounds of apples in it. Everybody put up 5 fingers? That's how many pounds of apples there are in each one of our pies. And this picture here shows you those same pies, but now they do have the double crust on them, and they've been baked. At Thanksgiving, in 2.5 days, we make over 750 pies for people to come and take home for Thanksgiving dinner. And if you think it smells good in here today, you should smell it then. The way we can make so many pies is not only do we have a big refrigerator, but we have much bigger ovens than you have at home. Each one of our oven holds 12 pies. Everybody put up all your fingers. How many more do you need for 12? 2 more. That's how many pies go in each one of our ovens. I'm going to show you one of the ovens. You can look in and see how big it is. And then I'd like you to follow me. Don't worry about being burnt because the oven wasn't on today. So you won't get burnt, okay? So look in the oven and then follow me. The oven's right here.
Oh, come from by. That's hot. Come from by there. Oh my goodness.
What's right there?
It's hot cider. I love hot cider.